everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today is just going to be a little different. It's not the beauty and style and face of the day makeup, all these kinds of things that I normally do. So bear with me because I have something that's been on my mind for quite a while, but I've just really not wanted to kind of air it just because I like to keep things upbeat and positive. And we as women, I like to keep us together as a support system for each other and a positive outlet here on YouTube instead of rants or negativity and things like that. However, that being said, there's a little subject I wanted to discuss with you because I think most women, especially women of our age, have maybe gone through something like this or know someone's gone through something like this. And I'm referring to female friends, and here's one of my female friends right now. Her name is Belle. You say hi. She's not the problem, yes, but I've noticed over the years in my observation with my own relationships and talking to my other friends and other acquaintances, women, that almost inevitably we never grow out of the clique scenario, to a degree. Now I think I've certainly matured over the years, and my focus is on having true friendships with people who I can trust, who can trust me, where there's loyalty, understanding of each other, support of each other, and helping each other when necessary, and a little less about drama and gossip and things like that can be negative and ruin relationships. So this video is inspired by someone who I believe has added me to their circle, and I'm not naming names here because there's no hate involved in this video whatsoever, just kind of a discussion, and maybe I can hear some comments from you guys and some wisdom. I had a friend for over a decade, and she and I were like sisters, and sometimes maybe not to the best because we enabled each other to do things maybe we shouldn't have, drink too much, eat too much, whatever. We kind of just party girls a little bit, and she was married and is married, and I was single all this time, and this is the second time, about a year and a half-ish ago, not this last 4th of July, but the 4th of July before. We had a little too much to drink. I was visiting with them, and there has been a pattern in that relationship where there's some, I would call, really strong insecurities on her part, and also some probably not so good joking around on their part as well. I did some, but in a different way. She and her husband would jokingly throw me in the mix as a menage a trois, or if I go to sit on the bed with her where she sat to do her makeup, I was a birthday present for him or something. I always felt a little weird about that. I didn't ever joke around about that. I would joke that he would be jealous of the two of us, kind of, girlfriends. And but that was a little, I felt a little uncomfortable, but they made it seem like, oh, we're all family, and I definitely thought of them as brother and sister. That's it. I crossed the line. I don't cross the line. I bury my line deeply in the sand as to never go into with a married man or somebody who's involved or dating someone else. I just never have, never will. But I think she's always struggled with insecurities. I mean, she shared some things with me. But anyway, I don't want to get into too many details. It blew up because I would hang out with her husband. He was smoking, and I'd go out and hang out with him and talk to him about his wife while we were all together, which probably wasn't smart, but there was some health issues she had. Plus, there was another reason, but it had nothing to do with hitting on him. And she knows what that is. But I think I was definitely, I had too much to drink, and I talked about being envious of the two of them quite a bit. And which I was. I mean, they had a great relationship. They love each other through thick and thin. They've been through so much. They've been married over 20 something years. And so, yeah, I was envious. I wanted love like that in my life. Not jealous of her wanting him, and I was very clear about that. But apparently, the next day when I texted and I apologized for being a little too intoxicated, just acting obnoxious, because that's all I knew I had done. And I wasn't blackout drunk, so I knew exactly what happened. She said not to come up and visit anymore, and that I was flirting with her husband and everything, which of course I wasn't. But if you're looking through the lens, I'm trying to be understanding here. If you're looking through the lens of insecurities and maybe having women hit on her husband before, I'm not really sure. I think that might have happened in the past. And then she has some own insecurities within herself. Through the lens of that, you're going to see what you want to see. And I have not talked to her in a year and a half almost, whatever it's been. Which is fine, because I determined that, I was sitting there apologizing even though I really didn't do anything wrong, other than being obnoxious. I wasn't hitting on her husband, and I certainly wasn't making those kind of jokes. That all came from their side. But when we get older and we get more mature and we realize how little drama we want in our lives these days, but it was so funny because we're in our 50s, and it just boggles my mind that can still be a problem, problematic. And maybe it's because, I was single and I didn't have anyone in my life, and I'm not a completely ugly duckling. I had lost some weight. I think maybe that might have contributed to some of the jealousy issues. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is just a rant. I don't mean to be ranting. I'm trying to understand it, because recently she had added me to her circles on Google Plus, and I am not adding her to mine because I don't need it. I really don't. And she hasn't reached out to me. She hasn't called or texted or anything, and I haven't blocked her. I just haven't reached out to her either. I have no animosity towards this woman. She's a sweet lady. I feel kind of sad because I think she's going to push everybody away and be alone, and that worries me a little bit. But I have showed loyalty and dedication for over a decade to this woman and to this family, and supported them through everything, and their kids. It just kind of upset me tremendously when this happened, but since then, and I don't think about it much anymore. Just that this happened recently. I don't even think about her really that often because I have true friends that have known me even longer than that. Never questioned my loyalty, never questioned my intentions, and know that I'm not acting inappropriately around them or their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever else. But I just wonder, does anybody else have that kind of story? Has anybody else ever dealt with that, especially in our age group? I mean, I can see in the 20s, everybody's a little insecure and kind of claiming what's theirs. But after somebody's been married umpteen years and they've known me as a friend for over a decade and never had any issues, but that issue came up twice. Once she apologized for it and we became friends again, and there was other issues involved with her that made her see things odd. Then it happened again, and I just said, I really don't need that kind of friendship. I've certainly proven myself for over a decade, and if that's not sufficient enough for you to show my loyalty, and if you keep second guessing my intentions, we're never going to be real friends in the first place. So that is my off my chest stuff. I've been holding on to this for like a year and a half because I didn't want to come on here all angry, and this is all done and over with. It's all in the wash. I have very good friends here. I don't need to add another one that's kind of an iffy friend and never know when they're going to blow up at you for something. And anyway, this is a way different video, but it is what it is. Anyway, on the upside is we're still looking for a place to live, and we haven't gotten married yet. He's been talking to somebody about some rings, and so it's in the works. But we're trying to pace it so that my daughter can apply for FAFSA at the beginning of the year, and we don't mess that up. And his daughter just moved over here to go to college, and so we've got all these other things in the works. But we are still looking for a place, hopefully fairly soon. So, because my rent keeps going up and up and up, and it's just money down the drain. Anyway, that was my little thing on friendships, women and friendships. I don't think guys go through this as much as women do. I could be wrong. But if you have any suggestions, or if you've ever had anything happen like this, where you kind of, I think we get to where we pick and choose now our friendships, and we don't need 50 friends. 2 or 3 really close friends who know you and trust you and support you and vice versa. Is that not sufficient? Plus your own family, and Anyway, that was it. That person knows who they are. I wish them the best. I don't have any hate there's nothing there. I was confused by it all, but I'm not anymore, and I'm totally done with it. But wish them the best. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay with the friends that know me well and love me well and accept me for who I am. And I accept all of you, and I really am grateful for you guys tuning into this, especially the long rant here, which wasn't supposed to be a rant. Belle says goodbye. Let me get her. She says, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, there we go. And we'll see you guys next time. And next time we'll probably do a face of the day or an outfit of the day. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Love.